We wish it wasn't.
We should just leave 2 tacks. I see on Twitch right now there are 2
I'm
tacks.
getting there. Hold on.
No, I like
Leave me
it.
alone.
Too much sighing. Too much sighing.
Yeah,
Double the size.
But we are minus Adam today. He took a little camping trip and he didn't get lost. He's just on his way home. So he'll be back with us next time. So we're gonna continue on without him though. So for all you Bull fans, sorry, but we'll survive. We'll make it. Anyway, so today's Father's Day. I wanted to give a shout out to all those dads out there that are doing the good thing and being that support system. Anybody else in that role, hey, good job, thank you. My wife asked me, hey, what do you want for Valentine's Day? And I said, or Valentine's Day, what the fuck? What am I talking about? Like, whoa, where's my head at? It's been a doozy of a day. What do you want for Father's Day, she asked. And I said, just play D&D with this group right here. And it's happening. I'm getting my wish for Father's Day. She also got me a weed whacker. So you all here at this table, as far as Father's Day gifts, you're on the same level as a weed whacker. So I don't know. To me personally, that's very high up there. It's probably the best thing I could get. So I just want to say thank you for sharing this night with us. And
so what I'm getting out of this is you get your gift and she gets hers because you're cutting the weeds.
Yeah. So I can trim the grass now, trim the sidewalk. The yard is looking very nice. She gets a couple hours to herself upstairs. It's a win-win all the way around, and that's cool.
So my wife and I had the same conversation. It's like, oh, Mother's Day, take your mom out to dinner. Bed Bath & Beyond, those are the advertisements. Father's Day, oh, help your dad with all those projects around the house. Get him a gift card to Home Depot or Lowe's. Yeah. It's like, oh, thanks. Just what I wanted to do on Father's Day is go build something in the backyard.
Yes, I have so many projects that need to get done, but they can wait because tonight we're playing Curse of Strahd. So let's get into that. Here's FeatherFall Tabletop. We are sponsored by Found Familiar Coffee. You can get a 10% discount on any of your order using the affiliate link down below and code FeatherFall at checkout. Vast array of coffees to choose from in there. I think they were going to do... I can't remember. I'd be speaking out of ignorance here. I thought they were going to do some sort of mystery blind pack, speaking of that, which would be cool. If they're not, they should get that going over at Found Familiar. But fantastic coffee, fantastic people. Help support them because they help support all of us and this community very much. We are also sponsored by Skull Splitter Dice. Get a 10% discount using the link below, using code FeatherFall at checkout for your metal dice. They have poly dice too, but those metal dice are, I love them. So we got that out of the way. One shot's coming up tomorrow. I'll be DMing back to back. I have a one shot called Watchers in the Dark from the Arcane Libraries Horror Bundle. That'll be fun. That's a level 4 adventure. So if you want to come check that out, show up tomorrow night at 6:30 Pacific time. Tomorrow also in our Discord, there will be a new sign up coming for a Call of Cthulhu one shot. That'll be DM'd by me. That will be the Lightless Beacon. That's coming up at the end of July. So if you'd like to get on that, join the Discord down below. Let us know. Let's see. So Curse of Strahd. This is session 11. I titled it Vallaki by Firelight because we just can't help ourselves. We have to burn down buildings. And there's currently a building burning in Vallaki, so we are going to check out Vallaki by Firelight tonight. We have a special sponsor for this run-through of Curse of Strahd. That would be Roll20 themselves. You can check them out at roll20.net for all your tabletop role-playing needs. They go far beyond D&D 5e. I'm checking out the Call of Cthulhu setup they have. It's very nice, very nice to have your hands on something like that. So if you'd like that, check out roll20.net. This is how we roll. All right, we need to recap session 10. Recapping session 10. I think we started off in the morning here in Vallaki, questioning Milivoje's siblings, brother and sister, younger brother and sister, and Milivoj is the attendance grounds crew at the St. Andrew Church here in Vallaki. You all decided, instead of talking to Milivoj directly, who may have the clues to where the bones of St. Andrew are, you decided to go to his home and talk to his younger brother and sister through some nice manipulation from Tack there, using some spells, kind of getting them on your side. They showed you the way, and they kind of filled you in a little bit, took you back to Milivoj, and I think that was a good bargaining chip in there, and he kind of spilled all the beans and said, okay, I don't have the bones. I sold them to Henrik, the coffin maker here in town. So that led you all directly to go question this coffin maker, who was kind of rough at the beginning, didn't want to open up his shops, but you kind of barged your way in. I think, Avi, you went into rat form under the door and maybe scared him a little bit. Little muscle tactics here got him kind of under your thumb and telling you where the bones are. Going upstairs into his personal chamber to retrieve them was Tack. But while you were up there, Cass just couldn't help himself. He had to, he was getting, his spider senses were going off that there were some undead up there, using the attic of this coffin shop as a vampire spawn den. So you started that fight. I would say they proved to be a worthy adversary, downing Cass, but with a well-timed turn undead from the party's cleric, Myrna. Most of them had to turn and run away, and you were left with fighting one or two of them. Able to get them taken care of, decided to burn the place down. Probably not a bad call, as there is vampire spawn up there. You get the bones out. You have a brief encounter with the guards. Your Tack and Avi just went, and they're taking the bones back. Myrna, Bull, and Cass were kind of staying for cleanup, guard questioning, kind of figuring that out. Avi, on your way down the main thoroughfare through Vallaki, through the hustle and bustle of people coming back and forth, chatting about this house on fire, you'd catch a glimpse of a one-armed man, this hulking kind of man, kind of stooped shoulders, frown on his face. He's got, from the elbow down on one of his arms is a metal arm that doesn't have any articulation other than his natural elbow. Not the hand doesn't open or move or anything. But it was the one-armed man. But he was marching towards the fire, and you caught a glimpse strapped onto his haversack of a doll that looked almost exactly like Irina, down to the exact clothes that she was wearing, the styling of hair, and the complexion of skin. You kind of, maybe it was a little off-putting. Yeah, oof, Magoof is right. You caught that at the very end, and that's where we stopped. So set the scene one more time. There's a hustle bustle of people moving back and forth, kind of talking about fire burning down, vampire spawn, is Curse of Strahd, or is Strahd here? Henrik is dead. Henrik is hiding. Henrik, who is the coffin maker. And I'm going to say, if you're in Roll20, I'm going to say Tack and Avi, you guys are about here to this intersection where the Blue Water Inn is at, just on the other corner. So you've just passed that inn that you stayed at the first night here. And I'm going to say everybody else is back at this intersection.
Am I even with Tack, or am I just a few paces behind him?
Tack, I feel like you're like a man on a mission, and you're kind of just
Yeah, Tech
beating the
Tech is just running, or not running, but
good pace.
Speed walking.
Yeah. Like, I feel like you're the dad at Disneyland that sees the path ahead before you get there, and you're just kind of amongst all this crowd of people coming at you. So Avi, you're trying to keep up. It's a little tough, but you're on his heels. You're behind him, okay, for sure. And that person you saw has now gone and kind of not vanished, but is in the crowd behind you and kind of weaving his way the opposite way.
And I'm just gonna yell at Tack. Tack, don't stop. Just go as fast as you can. I'm right behind you.
I'll nod and not bother to waste the breath and just keep moving.
Love it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep going.
And then, so Myrna and Cass, you guys are a few intersections back. You don't see Bull. He disguised himself as Henrik and kind of roused the guards' attention. And so the guards were chasing him, and he had to kind of duck down an alley, and you haven't met back up with him. So it's just the two of you making your way. You can see Tack's head kind of bobbing up ahead of you, and you can see Avi behind him, but they are quite a ways in front of you. I mean, the streets are like packed. There's probably, 20, 30 people in any given distance that are just kind of moving there. It's like, it's mid-afternoon. People have their lunch, and they're just kind of, word gets around pretty quick, and everybody's coming to see what's going on.
Is there a plan once this all resolves?
Besides getting rid of the bones, I thought we would finish escorting Arena and then go to, what was her name? Madame Eva?
Yes, I'd forgotten about that. Seems like an accurate plan. And we're really so confident that this is going to work, considering what we now know about Vallaki. And who's in charge? Or should we rather make sure that this plan with the bones definitely works before we go ahead and leave?
Do you want my honest answer?
I'd expect nothing else.
So far, nothing in the last few days has gone to plan. I do not expect this to go as well. But it is the only plan we have.
Yep. I'm with that. Alright. Let's see if we can't catch up.
How are you looking, by the way? Are you still pretty bloody? Like, are you still looking really...
I'm pretty scratched up, but I don't look that phased.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hurting, but I'm not massively hurting. Did get patched up pretty well last time.
Okay, because I couldn't remember if I healed you before we ended last session or not, so...
Yeah, I got healed up to about half before last session ended, so... I'm scratched up, but I'm alright.
Okay.
Cool. We go ahead and pick up the pace a little bit, I guess, and go ahead and see if we can catch up.
Yep.
Yeah, so as you guys are, kind of shuffling through the people coming at you, you see that hulking man, and he's kind of like head down, looking. He's looking out ahead of himself, but he's like looking through. He's like looking through the upper parts of his eyes, kind of in this kind of menacing look, and you could see he's using that metal arm to kind of move peep.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what's happened. It's been a while since I DM'd a game. I think that's
I'm shaking off that rust. It's all right. It's all right.
It's my excuse every time we play Strahd. It's just like, it's been a while. He's forcefully moving people, not knocking them down, but he's using it to kind of part them and move them out of his way. Like, out of the way. And he's, order of the Burgermeister, out of the way. And he's just kind of like making his way even more forcefully towards you. He's on the same side of the street as you, walking towards you.
Get a load of this jackass.
It's gonna tilt my head. It's one of those. Little too big for his britches, I think.
You reckon Oh.
I was just going to ask, what are your guys' kind of marching orders? So, like, are you side by side? Are you one by one?
I imagine Myrna's next to
Okay.
Cass.
Yeah, Cass has the respect to side by side.
Okay. Okay. So he's like looking in between the two of you standing at each other, and he's going to kind of barge through. He is not like, typically people would kind of turn their shoulders and kind of, he is keeping his shoulders square to you and using this arm. So whoever is on his right side He's going to try to push you out of the way.
So there's an entire street, and this asshole is gonna walk between the two of us. Oh, please let me be on the right side.
Oh, you can be if you can be on the
if
right.
you want it,
yeah,
I'll give it. Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. So he's going to try to push you again. He's not pushing people to the ground. He is just kind of like using some force and pushing them out of the way. So he's if you'd like to just kind of skirt and let him go, or would you like to maybe?
Oh no, I want to move my shoulder forward and
Let's do.
him.
You
Let's
just
do
put that plate mail to good use, right?
Yeah.
Let's
Let's do strength checks, contested strength checks. Roll a
That's a dirty
23.
20.
See, oh man, he's pretty. You could tell like his frame is stout, and he comes in and he puts his arm there and he tries to push you, and your shoulder catches him, but he's able to just kind of push his shoulder a little bit more, kind of knocking you back just a little bit, not off your gait or anything, but just enough like he was the force coming through. He's the train, you're the train track. And he's like, out of the way, Burgermeister, order the Burgermeister. And then he's not stopping or saying sorry, he's just kind of passing through.
Passes by, can I maybe like lift up my arm and smack him on the back of the head?
Yeah, give me give me a dex roll. Let's do that. Let's
Oh, come on. All right.
okay,
I deserve that. I deserve that.
Well, are you trying to hit him hard, or are you just trying to quickly kind of catch him? I mean, I'm
No,
up
just
for
as he's
interpretation.
walking by, like just bonk him on the head, like rude.
All right, if you're not trying to like set him off his gate or anything, I'll
No.
just say it happens. You're able to like as you push, you just kind of you kind of get him with it almost seems like it's expected, like after he gets through, you know, he was the aggressor and it didn't hurt him at all, so he's pushing on through. He's not stopping.
Not phased, yeah.
He won the battle and he's taking that small victory and moving on. He didn't win the war though.
The Burgermeister in Vallaki.
You have not met him yet.
Okay.
You have not had any
That's right.
interactions with any Burgermeister anything other than
The corpse of the other one.
yeah, that was in Barovia. That Burgermeister, you were the Koyanovich. You were able to put to rest properly. Here in Vallaki, you guys have not had any interactions with the Burgermeister except for if somebody could help me. I forgot. Somebody talked to you about how he keeps throwing these celebrations to try to boost morale.
It was the kid.
It was the kid.
Yeah.
That's right. It was Milivoj's brother, I believe.
Yeah, it was like we just had celebration of the wolf. Now it's like celebration of the sun or something.
Yeah.
That's all you've heard about the Burgermeister so far, is that he tries to constantly throw a new celebration to boost morale. It was the wolf. I'll get the exact name here. It was the Wolf Head Jamboree, where they were putting wolf's heads on spikes and kind of celebrating, the getting rid of some of the wolf population out and around the forest of Vallaki. The one coming up in a day is the Festival of the Blazing Sun, and so that's all you've heard about the Burgermeister so far. And Avi, you had an interaction with a spy. Yeah, it was you and was somebody else with you?
I think Myrna came up at the tail end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Trying to keep all my interactions.
MBD that worked for the cult lady that I cannot.
Lady Vakta.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So, Cass, Myrna, what would you?
Let me repeat my previous phrase. Jackass.
That is putting it lightly.
I assume he's probably going to deal with the little fire we started.
Yes, and you can have fun with that. Speaking of which, have you noticed the jester is not around?
You know, I would care more, but he lied to me. So, and that's not the first time he's lied to me either. So, my opinions of him are still mixed. He's done some good, he's done some irritating. He is too slippery and too irritating to not get himself out of this situation, so I think he'll be fine.
That is fair. He knows where we are going. With a man like that in my company once. Didn't take long to break him. I wonder how long this one will take.
Sometimes even the best of people can have bad intentions.
That is very true.
On the
I
opposite
think we should
side,
probably...
I was going to say, on the opposite side, some people truly are good. They're just incredibly chaotic in doing so. But I think I'm about to agree with what you were going to say.
You know, Cass, the more I spend time with you, the more I like you. Now, if we can get these bones over to the church and get this over with, we can hopefully all go home. And I'll
That's the hope.
go and pick up my pace.
Going back to Tack and Avi, you are now like out of any kind of traffic coming in. You're on this outer skirts of Vallaki, moving east, west. No matter how many times I have to go, never eat soggy Wheaties. West, you're going west. You're there. You're coming up to the you're coming up to the entrance of this church. Again, this is the St. Andrew's Church, and you do see some people starting to go inside, and it's random makes of like a mom and a child, a family of 4, just some different people coming in like it's almost service time.
I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah. I'm not stopping unless something forces me to do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna sprint just a little bit to catch like in line with Tack.
I think at this point, now that you're out of any kind of traffic, you're able to kind of catch up back and keep pace with Tack moving forward, going into that church. As you step up and open the doors into the church, you do see some gatherings of people. They're kind of getting seats in the scattered pews throughout. And you see Father Lucian Petrovich at the front with a woman, an older woman, kind of gray, streaky gray hair, kind of salt and peppery, that's unkempt, just kind of down and flowing in just a regular kind of like house robe type thing there. And she's kind of like not clawing at Father, but like hanging on him, being consoled by Father. Can't really make out what they're saying at this point, but definitely an interaction. Other people are just kind of like looking into their books and kind of like ignoring the situation a little bit.
I'll just walk right up to him with, this sack of bones over my shoulder.
Oh yes, you made it back. This is and he kind of like steps away from her a little bit. Before he does that, Wilhelmina, have a seat. We will take care of this. We will get Udo back. You just have a seat. After the service, I will see what I can do. But I have to take care of this right now. I'm so sorry. And she kind of like, you can see just tears, big red eyes, just like she's been crying for a while. Goes and sits down in the front pew right next to the aisle, and he kind of takes you, Tack. Okay, great. He kind of, can I see them? Can I open this bag? He does. I don't recognize the bag. Well, just let me. No, don't dump them out or anything. Just let me peek inside. I have to make sure that these are them. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, he peeks his head in, and he's kind of feeling around. He pulls out one of the bones and sniffs.
But could we just take it in?
Yeah, no. These need to make it into
maybe
the
not.
burial site.
Maybe not sniff it right here. If you like want to sniff the bones inside, we can do that.
Okay. Okay. Wait 1 minute. And he turns to all the people. Okay, everybody. A slight delay in tonight's service. I'm going to need everybody to step outside. It's just a 10-minute delay. I have some business to take care of, and I will call you back in when the time is appropriate. And you hear like some grumblings, like this is the only place I'm safe, blah blah blah. People just upset that they have to get up and move, but everybody's moving without like too much of a fuss. And I'll say at this point, Myrna and Cash, you see people coming out in that is a pretty good number of people. I'd say like 20, 30 people that are kind of pouring out, coming out into the kind of the entry, not entry, but the entrance of the church. And go ahead if you want to do anything here, or else.
I was just gonna say. That's a good sign.
And I'll cut back to Cass and Avi inside, and
Tack and
I know,
Avi.
why am I doing that? It's the 3 letters. It's the 3 letters. That's how it's stored in my head.
So serious
Tack
as a heart
and
attack.
it's Avi. Tack. Okay. Sorry, my bad. My B. Tack and Avi, you are inside, and he's like, okay, do any of you have a pry bar or something, a lever? We need to, the crypt is right, and he points to the section, and you could see some of the boards have been pulled up and re-nailed. In this one section, the crypt is just right below. We'll just place them in, scoop a little bit of dirt over it, and then put the boards back. It's better that people don't see this final resting spot.
I do believe I have a crowbar in my pack.
Oh, good. Yeah, you'll have to kneel down and, lend a hand.
Yeah, so I'll kneel down and pry as best as I can. This ends well.
Always. Yeah, so you get down and you're able to kind of, and it's these long nails that just make that sound the whole way they pull out. And I mean, these things are like 3-4 inches long. And you're able to get enough out, and you do see a vacated hole there that is probably 2 feet deep. It's not like body sized; it's more like the size of the sack that that Tack is carrying. And at this point, Myrna and Cass, you come in and you see Avi down there working, and you see Tack and Father Lucian kind of standing up, looking over him.
Quite the party. Enjoying
Sorry,
yourselves.
10-minute delay in the service. And then he finally recognizes, it's the rest of your party. Yes, come join us as we place these bones back in the earth.
Sir, I'm big and blue. I'm not that difficult to miss.
Sometimes my eyes deceive me a little bit, but it is okay. You are friends. Come in. Your friend here was just getting the site ready. And Tack, if you could just place the bones, and then Avi, while you're down there, just cover it back up, and then we'll put these boards back in, and we can get on with our church service.
Yeah, I hand the bag to Avi.
Yeah, careful,
Avi?
Careful. Just gently place them.
Yeah, I put them down there. Am I taking them out of the bag?
No. Bag is fine.
Okay. And I just slowly mound the dirt back over.
Yes. Okay. And, okay. Now, put the boards back. We'll be good to go. And that. You look concerned, my child.
No, I'm just curious if you guys have tools to do this.
Oh,
why?
Millivoj does out in the shed out back, but I mean, you're here and you have these.
It's fair. That's fair. So yeah, I'll try and take the end of the crowbar and hammer the nails back in, I suppose.
That always works. Yeah, you're able to. You kind of like, because of the way the crowbar is shaped, it's a little awkward, but you're able to kind of get there, get them in, and kind of get all the boards back in place. And he goes to each one of you and like clasps both of your hands in his, and he's like, I cannot thank you enough at how much this is going to set us, put a net of safety around some of the followers of Saint Antral here in Vallaki. Strahd will not be able to penetrate these walls anymore. And he kind of gives that same speech to all four of you. As far as Irina and Ismark go, Irina will be safe here, and she will be under my watch. You have that for a fact.
Are they here? Irina?
Yeah,
and Ismark?
they're currently in my chambers, resting up. But if you don't mind, I have a service to give, and then I really need to take care of Wilhelmina's problem here.
Do you want to run the service? We can go and check on our quarry and make sure that our agreement is fully completed.
That would be great. And I believe Yeska is in there with them. If you could send him out, I need him. And Yeska's the little altar boy.
The one who read it on Mealy Bosch.
Yes. The one who's currently technically in our good books.
Yeah.
All right. Cass will kind of nod, and he's not much into the whole religious side of things, so he's just going to go ahead and walk on through to where wherever he indicates the quarters are, and go ahead and make sure that our contract with Irina and Co is completed.
Anybody following Cass?
Yeah.
Hanging around to listen to no sermon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
A
Avi?
sermon of a false god, not happening.
Oh yeah, no, I'm following.
All right. So all of you kind of exit the main church area, heading back to the kind of entry hallway. His chambers is off to the side there. You open that door up, and you do see Irina and Ismark sitting they got kind of an end table in between them, and they're kind of kneeling on the ground, and you see Yeska sitting on the couch there, and they're playing a little dice game on the table there with Yeska. And as you come in, Ismark makes eyes with you, and he sees you come in as his front is to the door. Oh, you have all made it. You've all made it back. Is the job done? Can we move on?
Greetings, Ismark. Yeska, apologies to ruin your fun, but Father Lucian requires you next door.
Okay. Can we can finish this game later? And he looks at Irina and Ismark, and this is where I roleplay with only myself. Yeah, and you see Ismark kind of, pats him on the shoulder there. Yes, you will. Maybe one of these days you'll win one. And he kind of pats him, and he kind of gets up and he runs out. He kind of gathers up his dice, puts them back in his pocket. And you can hear him running up to Father Lucian, and and then a minute later you hear the doors open up, and those same parishioners come in and take their seats. So this place is hallowed again, and safe for Irina to stay. Yeah, good. And he kind of checks his eyes back over to Irina, who's sitting directly across from him. He kind of doesn't break that stare for a good 20-30 seconds, and just sits in kind of silence. And you can see him, a lot of ranges of emotions just coming through him. And then he finally, he grabs his sister's hands and then finally says, "You will be safe here. Strahd will not be able to enter these walls as long as those bones are in place." And then he looks up at the rest of you. I think we all have a job to do now that my sister is here and safe.
Indeed we do.
And he stands up at this point. I don't think I'll have to beg for you all to help this crusade to rid this land of Strahd. Will I?
No, you won't.
kind of scanning, across the four of you.
We just want to get back.
I think
We want to do the job that we've done, do the job that we've been asked to do, go from there. So,
if anyone holds the key to you all going back, it is Strahd. So, as far as I see it, that is the only way, and I can finally shake this Ismark the Lesser title that has been given me and become something and help.
Well, I guess we're off then. Next step.
I suppose so. We held our end of the bargain.
I'm trying to remember. We were just supposed to escort her here, and then that was the end of the contract per se, right?
With Ismark, yeah, his main goal was to get her here to these hallowed grounds and safe. And then, yeah, you're kind of...
So what he's actually asking us is like, okay, you've done my part for this contract. Now I'm asking you to do something else.
It's the cherry on top. He's asking for the big prize, right? Is now, will you help get rid of Strahd? That's what he asked you.
Yeah, because the whole Strahd's the one that can get you home kind of thing.
He had dropped a few times, talking to maybe Madame Eva is going to help kind of dig into a solution to get you all back home. He's also, said Strahd is the landlord of this area, and he's going to be the one who kind of controls the ins and the outs. So, how does Myrna like that?
That's why Cass specifically didn't agree. He just said, "We're going home." So I'm not helping you kill some kind of megalomaniac magic man. I just want to go home.
He's a magic man.
You see Myrna looking like she's picking something out of her teeth, and it's mostly to expose her fangs.
So let me get this right. We fulfilled our contract, and now you are adding an addendum? Is that what I'm hearing from you?
If that's how you want to look at it, I'm trying to help you get home. You helped me. I'm trying to help you. Maybe I spoke too fast and too far. But nobody has ever left here without Strahd's permission. So, as far as I know. So, getting you out and home, and like I said before, maybe Madame Eva might hold that the newest clue or the easiest solution. She can't always be trusted, but it's worth a shot.
I'll hold out my hand. I believe a payment was promised to this group.
Remind me?
That's actually...
See, I went to session 6 when we had this discussion, and I didn't write down how much.
We were not getting paid.
Yeah, I don't think
this in gracious
Shush.
detail.
Yeah.
Shush. I'm trying to get
The
something out.
contract dictates we don't get paid, so we don't get paid.
the money that I can give you is not good outside of this realm. And he'll dig into his little pocket there. He'll pull out a
God,
coin.
it's Electrum.
and he puts this coin in his hand and holds it out in front of you. And it has this picture of a man. This is a coin of Strahd. And this is the only currency that really is traded in his realm. I can give you this, but it does nothing outside of here as far as I know.
Am I wrong, or do we still need to buy supplies?
And I'll look around to the group.
Does he just have the one coin?
In his hand currently.
I'm gonna grab it and look at it. What kind of metal is it?
It looks like a normal golden coin, like golden dragon that you would see in Waterdeep. The shape is a little more oval-like, but it does have this depiction of what he says is Strahd, a face that you've never seen before. I don't think you've seen any visages of Strahd yet. But it
Yeah, I
is,
don't
yeah.
think so.
This is the profile of the man.
I mean, we got stuff we gotta buy. We got
I'll
toys
go
to
ahead,
buy.
grab it, and take a look myself. As soon as you say anything about toys, I'm gonna give you a flick on the ear. I'll take the coin, take a look at it. Currency is currency, right?
If that's what you need, these will, these will definitely work. We can make it back to Barovia, the village of Barovia, and Bildreth's Mercantile, and we can spend them there. We can get the supplies that you need.
There's no stores in Vallaki?
I'm not familiar with all of Vallaki, but we can try. It is worth a shot.
Personally, I would like to spend as little time in this realm as possible. And I know if we go all the way back to Barovia, we are going to have to pass what we already had to pass for Madame Eva. It's not very efficient,
My thoughts exactly.
but I am not going to make decisions on my party's behalf.
Avi, tack, wander around Vallaki, see if we can find a store. Preferably one that, doesn't have severed mannequin heads in the window.
Well, part of me thinks that it might be a good idea. Another part of me thinks that it's probably a terrible idea. We are the new faces in town. There's a building burning across the way. Our Joker friend has found himself missing for the time being. Yeah, I don't know that I want to wander around here and have the Burgermeister or whoever keeps the law decide that we need to be questioned about anything further.
Okay, alternate plan. We wait until after the sermon and ask Father Lucian. That way we have a definite, we know exactly where to go and work from there.
We also have to ask ourselves, are we going to stick to our original plan to go to Madame Eva? Or are we going to try and depose this Strahd fellow?
Do we know how far Madame Eva was away from here?
Yes, she was on
yeah,
one of the forks.
Yeah, you remember that was like coming out of Barovia. That was the first fork in the road. Was one heading along the river to the. I say it Tesser, but it's Tser. I think it's more like Sir Pool. Along that river to there's an encampment down there. You chose to take the high road, climbing up into the hills. But it was close to Barovia, the village of Barovia, and it was after you. It was before you came to the big waterfall. It was before Cash. You had that interaction with the body on the platform there. So it's kind of a ways away. Like it's a day. No, you could make it. Because a whole day travel from Barovia to Vallaki. You guys left at a weird time and had some interactions that caused you to not get there until late at night. So you could get, and it's like late afternoon now, like 3 or 4 o'clock. You could get there, but it would be way late at night. Or you can stay the night here, or you can go out and camp halfway. You would either get there really late tonight, or you could time it so you could get there early morning tomorrow. But it is about like 7-8 hours away.
Well, I think we should try and get there in the morning. Just show up bright and early. Catch maybe Madame Eva off guard a bit more than showing up in the middle of the night.
I wonder if we could time it so that we show up around supper.
Share some fresh pies.
No pies.
I mean, if we
Bread,
go tomorrow
perhaps,
morning,
but no
we should
pies.
probably get there around dinner.
The rest would
Probably
not
going to be
hurt.
smart.
I imagine we could hide here in the church. Father Lucian owes us a great deal. I do not think he will let the guards talk to us.
The only concern I have is if they start poking around about the fire. This is only hallowed ground for Strahd, not the Burgermeister, right?
I imagine Resolution has other hiding places.
Like where he kept his son down there in the basement.
Exactly.
That was the other. That was the other guy. That was Father Donovan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Got all my-
Instantly
my
just
priests confused.
all the
I know.
priests are creepy. It's so
I
you know
know,
they all
yeah.
blend together.
They're hard ones to roleplay here.
Speaking of which, Father Lucian does owe us a great deal. The church has money. Why aren't we asking him to pay us?
And Ismarco, I'm sure we can get something. He does owe us dearly.
Better to come from them than to come from you, Ismark. No offense. But
Feel
your
free to-
personal funds and the funds of a church are two different things entirely.
Yes, feel free to get anything you can from him. I imagine we're going to need it. Do
I
we?
imagine so.
Why can question? Why can we not go back to the inn, the Blue Water Inn, and rent a room again?
I look at Avi.
Well, you see the building burning down the road. I'm not sure you know that. And I'll look right back at Myrna. Technically, I didn't start it. And I'll look around.
I
There's
side
no
eye
bowl.
Cass.
There's no bowl here.
So, in order to get the bones, you had to burn a building.
Yeah, there was.
Not entirely accurate, but a building was burned in the process of retrieving the bones. Let's just go with that.
There was like
The
40
have
vampire
and
spawn.
necessities of things are
When you find out that someone in the town has a roof full of Strahd's minions, we burn the place down.
He's closer than.
There's probably 50.
or six.
Ignore my friend who is incredibly bad at mathematics.
So, well, if you relieved the town of Strahd's minions, isn't that a good deed? That is not something to be punished.
You
If
also
I-
have a Burgermeister that frequently claims all is well for his people.
I've not heard many good things.
There is no Strahd in Ba Sing Se.
Yes. Sorry.
Well,
Outside question. Just so I'm clear, the Burgermeister was holding the doll, correct?
no.
Some guy with a metallic arm
Okay,
was.
sorry. I thought that was the Burgermeister.
He was by himself, claiming by order of the Burgermeister and roughing his way through the crowd, and then strapped on the back of his haversack was that doll. So he was speaking in the name of.
In the name
I mean, he
of-
could be the Burgermeister. You don't know, but he's
Well, so
not.
whatever minion was sent by the Burgermeister to investigate the fire, sadly enough to say, I'm not sure everybody here caught it, had a doll that quite resembled your sister. So I think, in all honesty, it's best for us to not stay here. Or maybe it is to help protect her.
Exactly like Irina. Irina has never been outside of Barovia until now. Does not make sense.
Well, as close as, and I'll nod to Tack when he was Irina. I would imagine as close as that.
I don't know what to make of this.
Maybe a big fan, or some kind of creepy voodoo doll. Again, it's. I don't know. I mean, is she safe here? Are you sure about that?
She is definitely safe from Strahd. But if there's somebody else, I don't have any reservations leaving her here in under the watchful eye of Father here.
You couldn't even watch some bones, friend.
Well, it sounds like with the burning of the building, the problem is gone, right? Why were the bones taken in the first place?
Let's just say your coffin maker had a deal with Strahd.
And that coffin maker, did he survive? Did he die?
He expired.
I was going to say, I don't see this party leaving someone like that.
He definitely expired.
Well, then that might. Oh, wishful thinking. There goes the problem. So
I think it's more than just the minions. So if you want to be lovable aloof of that, that's fine. But it is more than just the minions. The people here, I don't think they all mean well.
We have an angry burgermeister, a cult, and some kind of weird witchy cult leader. So, frankly, I think maybe staying on the hallowed ground is probably the smartest place for us to camp out until we move on. As much as I would love to stay at the inn, you may. Absolutely. If you wish to stay at the inn, you may. That's your prerogative. But for us folks, well, minus Tack needing a bed because he doesn't camp, the rest of us are probably safer in a more protected location. I'm sure he does.
Okay.
Just scare the kid again. That'll probably work.
Bed's probably too small.
Well, after the service, we can talk to Father and maybe get some meals set up and some beds, and we can spend that night here.
Speaking of the service, is it one of those like churches where like you can clearly hear like the echoey sermon from the other room? Are we hearing this right now?
You hear him giving. You do hear him preaching, obviously, and it is mostly prayers and promises of what Saint Andrel can do and the protection that he will provide. And there is a sense in his voice that is like a renewed sort of vigor, like a new sort of like emphasis behind it now that the job has been done. So he's kind of gung-ho at this point, very loud, very kind of proud, reassuring these people that Saint Andrel will answer their prayers and protect them.
Do I feel Myrna's eyes rolling?
And I'll let Myrna answer.
It's probably more one of those, like, looking around. Is there anything to look at in this room kind of thing? Like, anything that I can do to distract myself from listening to this nonsense in the other room.
Yeah, there's like bookshelves with some tomes in there, and he does have a desk, but it's kind of just like mundane office things. So you're just really kind of darting from side to side.
That's a really interesting quill. Wow.
Look at the stain on the wall. Doesn't it kind of look like Father Lucian? I mean,
Oh, I'm going Virginia Woolf on me here. But you do hear, like, in between some of his kind of bouts of wisdom out there, you do hear some people come up and, well, what about Strahd? Well, what about, this? And what about the Burgermeister taking all of our things and locking us up for nothing? You do hear some kind of like, well, what about coming from the people in the audience there. So it's not all just hurrah, fun and games. There is a level of.
I just want to be like point made right after we hear the Burgermeister locking people up for no reason. So see, that's. Mm-hmm.
I'll nod at Tack like, yep. I'm with you there 100%.
All right, so that's the plan. Excellent. And Castle nods to Ismark and say, either see you later or see you tomorrow. But I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to talk to Father Lucian.
Yeah, at this point, it's probably best we all stay together. It wasn't there. You were missing someone. Where?
Yes. The Jester, I think you called him. Otherwise engaged. He'll be back.
Okay. Yeah, we don't plan on leaving without him, do we?
Oh, he will be back to plague me eventually, don't you worry.
All right. Yeah. So, like I said, after his service, we'll see if we can get supper brought to us and enough bedding. I imagine we'll probably be staying in these quarters tonight. Rather cozy. Anybody want to do anything, or we'll kind of fast forward through the service and.
I wanted to duck in towards the end of the service and just talk to Father Lucian straight away. But I'm also like, I'm kind of like, I'm trying to pay as little attention as possible because this is all mumbo jumbo to me. So,
yeah, at a certain point, Ismark sits back down with Irina and they break out the dice game. If anybody wants to join in on that, they're more than welcoming. But they're just playing some dice, Farkle, we'll call it.
Farkle.
But it's probably an hour and a half that goes by, so it's like 6 o'clock ish. The sun is setting. What elements of the sun that you can see is starting to set, and you can hear some footsteps coming out. And Cass, if you want to make your way out at that point, you would see Father kind of shaking the hands and kind of blessing each one of his people as they exit out. And you do see that same. I don't think you were there at this point, but the same woman that Avi and Tak saw being consoled, she's kind of waiting in the wings, just off his shoulder, kind of waiting to talk to him as he's kind of working his way through the pews, coming closer to you.
I'll go ahead and as soon as he's close enough, Lucian.
Yes.
A word.
Yeah, he kind of gives you the 1 second finger, and then he turns around to Wilhelmina behind him, and he kind of does this, kind of like 1 second, and then he will come back and turn to you. Yes. All is well. No, I can't say that. That is the Burgermeister saying. Everything is okay.
We are adequate.
Considering, it's probably good enough.
We will be leaving after a rest. We were hoping, considering our current situation and the fact that we helped you out, that we would be able to stay here until that rest is complete.
Yes, of course we can make that accommodation. I will have to break out some of the extra linens we keep in case of emergencies. I imagine you'll be staying in my personal chamber, my office.
One of our party will want a bed. I think everybody else can manage.
Okay, and he turns to Yeska. Yeska, come here. I'm going to need you to go into the storage room, get enough linens and pillows for our friends here, and deliver them to my chambers. And he, I'll just skip step and starts retrieving those items. Anything else that I can help you with?
I believe there was another discussion to be had, but by someone more eloquent than myself, so I believe we can have that discussion in the morning once everyone, including yourself, has had a nice rest.
Perfect. Perfect. If you don't mind, I do need to get, and I need to talk to Wilhelmina. So if you need anything else, please let me know.
You need to do what you need to do. Good day.
He'll kind of bow, nod his head to you, turn around and go back to that older woman and start to talk to her. Tak, Avi, Myrna, what would you like to do?
Just gonna hang out.
I'm rifling through Father Lucian's desk.
All right. Do you want to give me an investigation check as you're I mean, if you're looking for something specific, you can, or if you're just kind of like killing time.
I mean, I'll give it a good look through to see what's what. I don't know that I necessarily trust this guy.
Yeah.
That is a 14.
Okay. After a while, you kind of, it's just like masses of, scriptures and different like annotations and like starting transcripts of a possible sermon he may give. But you do find a letter that was addressed to him from Lady Petrovna. And it is folded and kind of the wax seal has been broken, but it is currently folded.
I mean, if it's been broken, that means it's okay to read at this juncture.
Totally.
I'll open it up and see what's in there.
Yeah, you see, it's a response. It's from Lady Petrovna, and it starts with brother. I cannot control everything the Burgermeister does. I am sorry that he has taken some of your people and locked them up, but it is not without due cause. Please stay the course. Keep preaching the words of Saint Andrew, and things will get better. Lovingly, your sister, Lady Lydia Petrovna.
I'll just hold it out in case anyone else wants to read it.
I'll take it, give it a glance over.
Yeah, it's basically an apology letter for the things that the Burgermeister has done. And kind of like, hey, keep at it. You're doing the good thing, keep at it.
Burgermeister's last name, Vilokovich or something like that? Vilokovich?
I don't know.
For Vallaki,
Yeah.
I have it written as Valakovich.
Vallaki.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And okay.
Sorry.
We haven't heard that name, right? Petrovna?
Petrovich is Father Lucian's last name. So it is the same last name between these two. She did address as brother, signed off as sister, apologizing for the Burgermeister. At this point, in the one window that is in this room, you see Bull's head pop up. He's kind of like, I got a little sidetracked. And he kind of jimmies up the window and slides in. Sorry about that. That's my best Foghorn Lake.
Can somebody get the DM a D4 for that bull impression?
I'm on it.
Those guards were very hard to shake. It took me a while, many misty steps to and fro. But I did stop by the Blue Water Inn, and he's got a couple jugs of ale that he'll kind of set down on that table, shaking the dice that are.
Apparently, it's Indiana. It's open carry. It's fine.
Now, Myrna, don't worry. I got you some too, and he'll kind of hold one out to you. Thank you, Fatal Whisper in the chat for the default.
You're welcome. Foghorn Leghorn.
I'll say other.
I'll say boy, now boy.
What have y'all been up to?
Am I back in the room at this point, or am I still talking with Father Lucian?
No, you've ended that conversation.
Okay.
We are going to stay here, and in the morning we are going to, I think, and I'm going to look at everybody just as confirmation of what I'm about to say. We are going to try and talk to Madame Eva and see what she knows. Ismark wants us to go and depose Strahd.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's probably going to be where this all heads to. Like I said, not many people make it out.
The Vistani leave.
Which is why speaking to Madame Ava is probably the smartest move we have right now, and then plan from there.
They have the eye of Strahd for whatever reason. I have not had many interactions with the Vistani. For whatever reason, Strahd lets them come and go. They deliver his messages. They bring... I mean, you all said it yourself. They brought you here. But I agree with Myrna that talking with Madame Eva might be the first step in getting a clue and helping us find what you need to get you home. That is my new mission, and that is my... I will help you. You helped me beyond anything that I can ever give back. And I will help you as much as I can.
So that's the plan.
We rest here, we head out in the morning, we make it to the Madame Eva.
Very well.
And at this point, Jeska comes in carrying like this huge stack of linen that's kind of covering up his head, and he's kind of like bumping into stuff. Sorry, excuse me. Father said you guys are staying the night. That's awesome. And he kind of like just drops him down, and then he goes, kind of sidles up next to Irina, and can I join? My job's done. And he's gonna try to join in on that dice game. Anything else anybody wants to do before kind of nightfall here?
I'm gonna go talk to the father.
Okay.
Faja.
You see his back is to you, kind of up the main alley, the main walkway of the church, and you see that woman that you saw earlier is kind of, stomping feet and kind of grabbing at his cloth and just like kind of getting his attention, speaking forcefully. You have to speak to the Burgermeister and get my husband Udo out of... He's been locked away for nothing. And just that kind of conversation goes on and on.
I'll wait until they're done.
He consoles, and he's like, I'm doing what I can. I've talked to my sister. She is doing what she can. We will make this... We will get Udo out. Trust me. Please, go try to sleep well tonight, and we will do the best we can. I might have a plan. And she kind of, he kind of blesses her, and she stomps off. She's not happy with that that interaction or the outcome of that interaction. She does kind of, briskly walk right by you, and he kind of turns around. Yes.
Question. Who's the fellow with the metal arm?
You did not have an interaction with him, did you?
Oh no, I saw him, but he had...
That is Isaac Strasny. That is the Burgermeister's muscle. It's best not to cross him.
Yeah, I figured that. But what do you guys... And struggling to find it. What power does a idol of somebody have, or carving, or
depends on who that may be blessed by. Do you need me to bless something of yours?
No. Sorry, it is a action figure of a person
with kung fu grip.
Kung fu grip. What?
Stretch.
What? Maybe I'm not familiar with it in your land, but that seems to be where we're from. Some kind of sign that I don't know.
Okay,
bad things are coming for that person.
You saw it, didn't you?
Saw. Why don't you tell me what you know? This may make this a whole lot easier. I'm sorry.
You saw the doll strapped to his haversack, didn't you? The one of Irina.
Yeah, I did, and now I'm even more concerned. So, what is that about?
I barely know you.
I'm gonna like
give me a persuasion check.
first roll of the night, I think.
No, we had a strength off with.
Oh, that's right.
Happened.
A persuasion check.
Yeah. Just
Anybody got any D4s in the chat for me? Because I'm a -1.
it's a low DC.
It's nat 20. Good to
Well-
go.
Well, pew pew. All right. I think you've earned enough. In order for this transparency, Irina and this man. Oh, I've not said this out loud in many years. That is Irina's brother. Izek is Irina's brother. They were split at birth. They were out hunting in the woods north of here, next to the lake, with their father. They were split up. Irina barely made it back here and her father died just after. Days later, her brother showed up with his arm missing. They were very young at the time. They must have been like 4 or 5 years old. But we thought Izek was dead, and with no family to care for Irina, we moved her to Barovia to have the Burgermeister there take care of her.
So does she know this?
She does not. I would be surprised if Ismark knew of them not being blood, brother and sister.
So what
As far as I
happens
know-
if those two meet up? I mean, why the doll? That
Izek has had these visions of Irina. And he has had Blinsky, the toy maker, make these dolls to his liking. Rumor has it that in his room in the Burgermeister's manor is filled with these dolls. I am afraid what he may do if he finds out Irina is here. So it is best to keep Irina and her presence here under wraps. And if you really want to ensure her safety, you may deal with Izek. He is not a good man. He is nothing like Irina. What happened to him when he was a boy did something to him. And the Burgermeister's biddings have only made that even deeper and more steadfast, that the evil that is within him. I will do what I can to keep Izek away.
Yeah, so
There's
Why-
more dumped on you there.
no, right. And so why is it that you know this?
My connections with Father Donovan and Barovia, I was able to get Irina moved to a place where she could be cared for. There was no family system. I was not at a place to be able to take care of her, fearing that her father was dead at our gates. We feared that her brother was dead. I mean, tell me what 3-year-old, 4-year-old can survive in the woods for days. It was days before he came back.
Well, none.
This is a secret. I have to tell you, this is a weight off my shoulders. This is a secret that I've kept for a long time.
But don't you think she should know what she's walking into? Being in this town with her real brother?
If Izek was not the monster that he is, yes, I think she should know. But he will do anything. He will kill. I believe he will kill for her. I mean, he forces Blinsky to make these dolls because it is his vision. It is his love. It is his longing to return that possession that he once had. Like, there was something that happened to him in those woods that changed him forever.
But I don't think that's your decision to withhold that information. If she's going to stay here without anybody here,
she will be under my care that I can now allot more time towards. Izek will not step foot in this building. This is the last place he will come.
until he finds out she's here.
And I will do my best to make sure that doesn't happen. He is busy rounding up people to put in the stockades in the town square for littering, for saying bad things about the Burgermeister. If those things don't happen, he will never make his way back here.
Is that his decision, or is it the Burgermeister's?
Putting those people in stockades?
Yeah.
Oh, it is the Burgermeister's, but he takes great joy in making sure that they suffer on their way. You just saw that woman I was talking to, Wilhelmina. Her husband is currently locked up in the Burgermeister's manor because he... Man, this next bit is like telling of the times he was protesting against the Burgermeister's rule, and the Burgermeister did not like that, and he locked him up. And he has not been seen for 3 days, and Wilhelmina is trying dearly to get him out, if he's still alive. I have tried. My sister, unfortunately, is the Baroness to the Burgermeister. I have sent her letters. I have made communication, trying to plead to get him out. And unfortunately, I don't know how much she can do.
I understand. So are there any other secrets you're wanting to withhold from us as we're traipsing through town with somebody that looks just like...
That was a big one. Steer clear of Lady Vakta's right-hand man.
Which his name is?
Crap.
Fart.
Ernst. His name is Ernst.
Well, I think I've already ran into Ernst.
You probably did. She knows what's going on around here. She has an ear to the ground, and Ernst is the one delivering those messages, so it would not surprise me if she knows of your presence. I'm sorry, I wish there was more good news than bad, but alas, we are in dangerous times.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I appreciate your time. I guess. Thank you. And I'm just gonna leave.
Please send Jeska back to me. We've got to sweep up out here.
Right away. And I'm gonna head upstairs.
It's down the hall and to the right. There's just, it's the basic setup as the church in Barovia, same kind of thing. 4 separate rooms up front, with the big main area. And his office is on, as you're entering the church, it's on the left side. As you're coming back from the pews, it is on the right. And yeah, you make your way back in, and you see Bull is there now. I don't know if you were in there when he came in, but Bull's back. Irina and Ismark are playing dice with Yeska. Everybody else, I imagine, is setting up their corners of the room for the night.
I'm going to call Tack over. Who do you look like, Tack, now, by the way?
Tack always looks like Irina, or at least has, and since he took her shape, he has not changed back.
Okay. Did you see the gentleman with the metal arm as we were leaving?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you may want to change shapes or whatever. Change physical appearance, I suppose, is a better way to say it. But it appears that he is somehow looking for Irina, and I don't think it's safe for you to be dressed up as her at the moment.
Safe for me or safe for her?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, mainly because I think our biggest advantage is they don't know she's here, so she's safe, assuming that we don't give her position away, if that makes sense.
But if we're leaving,
she stays here, though.
right? But if we're leaving and I look like her, who are they going to follow if they don't know that she's here?
It's true. That is very true.
Are you saying this loud enough for all of us to hear?
I am saying it loud enough so Irina doesn't hear, or I guess no is the better.
All right. That's fair. I just want to be sure.
Yeah, I would probably not say it loud enough so everybody can hear, but
Irina's pretty into this dice game with Yeska. She's really enjoying having this youthful presence and kind of, interaction that goes along there. Like, there's something about this youth that is unlike the jaded adults that are around. Like, it's just this unbridled kind of excitement and fun and learning this new game, and she's just really focused on that. So she's not actively listening to what's going on around. So
I don't think I want brother to hear either.
All right. So I would imagine you would have to be pretty ear to ear with Tack to. It's not a huge room.
Whispering sweet nothings into his ear.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess I'll motion to Cass, Bull, and Myrna as well to hear this, because I think it's only fair. So the priest is holding some pretty big secrets. Irina is not who she thinks she is, and I'm in a tough spot because I don't think it is his place to keep that secret, knowing what she's going to walk into here. The Cass and Myrna, you guys definitely saw, right? Because he pushed you. The gentleman with that metal arm, I don't know if you all saw it, but he had a little...
We had an encounter.
Uh-oh. Well, he had a little doll of Irina, and I spoke to the priest about it. Come to find out, the toy shop is being strong-armed into making these toys of Irina. So, long story short, that is her real brother, and she is not of the family she thinks she is.
So she's safe, but she's not actually safe.
She's safe as long as they don't know she's here. nothing stops him from entering the grounds like Strahd, I guess, or Strahd's minions, but other than just anonymity.
So she's in effect in a prison. She cannot leave the walls.
Sounds like it. And I did happen upon a conversation with the lady that was waiting. It appears that her husband was thrown into the stockades by this metal-armed menace. He is working for the Burgermeister directly, but he adds his own bit of flair to it.
That does not surprise me based on our interaction with him.
What did he? So you said you had. What did he do?
We just walked down the street. He decided he wanted to push in between Cass and I as we were walking. There was plenty of room on the street. I think he was looking to start a fight.
Jackass.
Well, he is looking for Irina, and I'll head nod to Tack. Maybe we could bait him into a trap. We got a night, right?
Did Tack suggest this?
Yeah, I think he did. No, he did not. I'm lying.
There we go.
Good straight face. Good job. You held it well.
It's only because he's right here.
But it is, if Tack wants to lure him out,
Okay, but to be fair, Tack doesn't really want to do much.
He wants to go home. That he does want to do.
I think we all do.
I'm gonna step away from the huddle and go over to.
Oh, you were in the huddle?
Yeah, I was there the whole time.
I thought he talked to you and then he huddled the two of us in to talk to us.
No.
Okay, well in that case, I would not have said, "Did Tack suggest that?" I would have looked at you and said, "Is that your suggestion?" I'm sorry. I did not mean to ignore you. I completely misread what that was about.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna step away from the huddle and step over to Irina and almost fondly touch her hair a little bit. How attached are you to this?
My hair?
Well, yes.
She has like very long, like auburny red hair. Well, quite. This is weird.
What about darker and shorter?
My hair?
Well, I mean, we could probably go blonde too if you wanted.
No, I don't think that would speak to me. I don't know. Maybe I haven't really thought about it. Why? Why are you asking this question? I mean, it could be time for a change, being in a new town,
Great. I will help you out.
All right, what the hell? Let's yeah.
I will.
I mean, you know what
go
you're
to
doing,
my
right?
pack and get out my disguise kit. And proceed to give this woman a cut and color.
Oh, this is weird. It's been so long since I've had my hair trimmed. And she kind of like
Same,
starts
Irina.
to. She does have like makings of plate mail on. Then she will unstrap the breast piece here and kind of chunk it and set it next to her. Just so there's no impediments. This is kind of exciting. But go ahead. And she closes her eyes a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's no magic here. It's just full on regular haircut. So yeah,
Okay.
bring her down to a short bob. Change the color to black is probably easiest.
Okay.
Just to make her look significantly different as much as I can with her hair.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you do get a shoulder length kind of bobby cut, dyed blackish, and she kind of puts her armor piece back on and kind of like moves her. Oh, that's kind of nice. It doesn't catch on the armor. And she kind of like feels weird though, not resting on the back of my neck. Oh, that was out of the blue, Tack. But thank you, I think. And she'll
Quite welcome.
kind of go. She'll go to the mirror that's on the back by Father's desk and kind of look and style it a little bit and just kind of make sure it's tries to like look at it, the backside of it. I think you did quite well.
I'll bow.
Oh no!
And then I'll
Thank
take
you.
a seat at the desk.
After this is done, I'll look over at Tack and I'll give him like the slightest bow of my head. Like, very well done. Good thinking.
So, does that mean we still want to trap this guy and kill him, right?
I suppose it won't take long.
I mean, you hear the people down... If there's any naysayers in the group, you hear the people downstairs complaining, person after person after person.
We've done a job, we may as well do it properly. If we have to come back for any reason, then that means we're wasting time, and that means that we don't get to go home. So we may as well stick around and make sure the job is done 100%. As much as the thought of that irritates me.
We also have to worry about where do we draw the line. First, it was escort my father
Across
to his
the
burial
neck,
place.
yeah, no, that's usually the fastest way.
I agree with the priest, though.
Hey, now,
We're
Cass.
making
I'm the one that tells the jokes here. You just, know your place there.
I tried.
Sorry, go ahead, Tack.
It's all right. Are we positioning ourselves here for murder? I'm not against it. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. I don't want to get involved in this.
It's not murder, it's preemptive self-defense.
Murder. You can call it what you want, but it is what it is. Now, again, I'm not necessarily against the act of murdering someone for whatever reason. I feel this is probably a fairly good cause. Better than most. But we're all on the same page, though. That's make sure that you're mentally prepared. Once I get into this, if we're killing this man, he's dying. I'm not. That's the plan.
There will be no wounding and letting go, you mean?
Right. I'm not planning on bleeding this man for information either. Like, if the purpose is to further assist the safety of our contract here, then I don't want to have woes about it after it's begun.
I think we know enough information that that's not going to be the case.
And I got more questions, but we'll save that for later. But toppling an oppressor is not a murder attack. You're helping set these people free.
You might potentially be cleared. Well, it depends on how far down the line you go. If this turns into we then have to kill the Burgermaster and then eventually we take his markup on his request to go kill Strahd, do we start to create a power vacuum? And that is something I do not want to stay around for.
And this individual, Isaac, is not personally an oppressor. He doesn't have that much power. He's doing someone else's bidding. So we're murdering a lapdog. And again, I don't have any qualms with that. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page about what we're getting into.
Well, potato, tech, but somebody who enjoys torturing, enjoys bullying, enjoys picking on people, that's just as bad.
Okay, so we're going to kill him. I'm good with that.
Or we could just take his arm and run. That's fine, too.
Someone like this, if you want to go after him, you must remove the head.
So we take his
We do
arm and
not-
his head.
I don't want to take anything.
No. This shouldn't take too long.
Famous last words.
But we must be careful because Ismark is not the only one looking for Irina. Strahd is looking for Irina. So if we put Tack out there, we may be setting the wrong trap.
Yeah.
And that was the plan all along, though, wasn't it? 2 arenas, draw confusion. I mean, signed up for that already. I mean, and it's not like I haven't already been seen in this town looking like Irina. So our
True.
biggest problem with folks looking like Irina is Isaac. Let's remove that problem. Anyone else can, follow us.
It is pitch black outside. That one window that is in this office, this kind of chamber of the father, is pitch black. He does come in and kind of rap on the door a little bit and peeks his head in. I hope you are all settled. It looks like it. Yeska, it is time to go. We are going. I will be at my own personal domicile. I will be here early in the morning. I hope you don't mind, but I am going to lock the door behind me. You won't be needing to leave, will you? I hope not. I'm just right next door. It's just not like I'm going far, but if you need anything, now's the time to ask.
I doubt your lock would bother us if we need to. It's fine.
I'm glad you
Totally.
said it, because I would have. I think we are well. Thank you, Lucian.
Well then, okay, I'll pretend I didn't hear that. And he closes the door after Yeska comes running out. He kind of, as Yeska gets up, he gives Irina a big hug and thanks for the game. It was fun. And he gets up and follows Father out, and they head out the front. You hear the door lock, and he does make his way. There is a little like outbuilding which he lives. I can't remember what are they called where they live on site. There's a technical name for it. Can't remember. But that's where he's at. He's just like next door, just off site, just a little bit. And you are left here. What would you like to do as we head into the night?
It is time to sleep.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
time
We
to
can
do the sleep.
Okay. Bell's asking in chat how the vampire hunting is going.
I don't want to talk about it. Next
I know,
question.
That's a sore subject. Especially for Cass. Everybody else is fine with that question. So we'll kind of just fast forward through this night. Everybody's kind of a little uncomfortable because it is a small room. There's one person on the couch. I'll let you flip coins, but it's Tack.
No.
Everybody else is kind of about. Somebody sleeping in the armchair of the father there, so nobody's really getting a good sleep. And it does get quite stuffy in there, like small room, many breaths being breathed. But yeah, the night goes off. You do hear some like howlings out in the distance, out which you can make are outside the gate, which are just if you remember the map of Vallaki, it is kind of on the edge next to the walls that surround Vallaki, and there is some howlings that take place outside of there throughout the night. Maybe wake you up every now and then, but everybody gets a long rest, and it is early morning. If anybody wants to get up early before Father shows up, tell me now. Otherwise, Father's going to peek his head in. Okay, yeah, so Father comes in, kind of knocking on the door. Hello, hopefully everybody had a good sleep. I have brought some. I have some warm biscuits here. Yes, Yeska helped me make them, and he kind of pats him on the head. And he grabs one and he hands it to her every now. I made this one, just for you. And he kind of sits next to her and is like watching her eat it. Like, do you like it? And she humbly, from her mouthful, kind of nods in agreement. But anyways, I will be preparing for the morning. It's not a service in the morning, but some people do like to stop by and kind of be blessed for the day. So I will be taking care of them. If you need anything, I will be in the main hall here. And he backs out and goes out. Today is the day of the festival that is being promised by the Baron.
Perfect.
The festival of the blazing sun. That's going on today. Other than that, there's nothing on your calendars for today.
So, the plan that was discussed yesterday?
Yeah, how do we want to go about it, though?
I expect he'll be at the festival.
Old-fashioned pull him into an alleyway?
You're having this conversation away from Ismark and Irina.
Yeah. We'll
just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Considering we are on Isaac and the Burgomaster's home territory, they know the ground better than we do. Even a side alleyway could be dangerous.
And he has probably the local guards or whatever here as well in his pocket.
It may be better, if we are going to bait him at all, to bait him outside the city.
What if somebody approaches him and says we have a line? I'm gonna nominate Bull for this. Have a line on who he's looking for.
How many people know this, though? Could that potentially tip him off it is a trap?
Maybe somebody could.
Totes that doll around.
He could mention it in passing. Hey, I've seen that person in real life.
That is a good idea.
Natural actor of Bull.
Alternatively, we simply claim that one of us is a minion of Strahd. And that way, throw in a quick name drop, say, I don't know, in light of your recent good work, Strahd has shown to bestow upon you the chance to meet your sister again before Strahd claims her, or something along those lines. I don't know, I'm not good with words.
I like that idea.
you guys are having this conversation early morning. You notice the sun hasn't come up. It is a very dark cloud, and rain does start to fall outside and kind of pelting on the window pane that is there. Just these big old fat drops just coming down pretty quick.
Fit for a festival of the sun. Awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Less people in the street, I would imagine. Maybe we do the alley idea.
And my only qualms about the Minion of Strahd aspect is I'm not entirely convinced that Isaac or the Burgermeister don't work for Strahd.
Already.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Say that we ourselves are minions and that we are delivering a message. May work, may not. Just a thought.
I'm good with
And
either.
I'm pretty sure getting an eyesight of him is going to do it.
That is also true. Wander around until he spots you and then make a break for it outside the city. Just, do you think that we can all outrun him?
At this point, Ismark is getting up from next to his sister and like coming to your little huddle that's happening. All right, everyone, are we ready?
Oh no,
Ready
we
for-
are going to go to the toy store later and get a lot of
Wait, what?
toys.
We are changing plans.
Just us, not you.
Are we not leaving Vallaki today?
There's a small piece of business we have to attend to first. Do not worry, we won't be long.
Yeah, our silly friend needs toys.
Well, now, Avi, I'd say we all could use a toy every now and then. Every little girl and little boy can have a toy.
That's true.
I can't
That's
believe
true.
you just said that.
I'm sorry. I might be Santa Claus at some point. I don't want to
Adam's
know
gonna
that.
die.
I don't
Adam's
want
gonna
to
die.
take Bull into places he didn't already have planned, but I am reading over his notes, and he definitely
He
has
planned on going to the
delusions.
toy shop.
He definitely has delusions of
Yeah.
grandeur.
Of being Santa Claus?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute!
Well, Ismark is like, well,
Just a
We are
small
only-
delay.
the longer we wait, we're just delaying any progress. Okay.
I'll get you a toy too, okay?
I am actually. Will you pick up something for this boy Yeska? I think he could.
Give me your money and I will pick it up for him.
Yeah, and he'll put like 3 the golden Strahd coins in your hand. And yet
Strahd bucks.
something the Strahd bucks. It's the ratio to Stanley Nichols. Make sure, just something fun. If they have this dice, a set of dice, that might be nice.
Okay. I will do my best. If they don't have dice, I will get nothing. Deal.
Dice for a servant of the church. Something about this just seems off.
Yeah, we're helping a child get into gambling.
Yeah.
A holy child, no less.
It's safer than a lot of other options.
You're gonna be running
Fair.
a crap table
Very-
out back. Okay, I will stay. I guess on the bright side, I get a little more time with Irina before we go. Okay, and he'll kind of turn back around and
So, question
he's
for the
explaining the plan to Irina. Well, what you gotta do.
Yeah, sure. Question for the DM. How did I see how his arm was attached?
It was at the elbow. He has the articulating, like, fleshy elbow. Like, it's his elbow moving. So it's like upper forearm down. You can't really tell how it's attached. Kind of just like... But you know that below that, this whole sleeve didn't really have any finger articulation or anything. It was just kind of locked into that position. And he was definitely using it as kind of a club to move people out of his way. And it looked like his bicep around that arm is pretty thick. Like I said, he had big hulking shoulders, and he was like carrying this big weight on the end of his arm caused his
Just one arm's giant.
Yeah, it's one. I use my good hand. But yeah, he is pretty strong looking, very very stout, very square.
Have you looked at us? I mean,
Yeah, no, yeah, totally.
we're pretty strong.
So there you go. Do with that what you will. I should say, I omitted I forgot. He does have like a battle axe that is kind of looped on the other side away from his metal hand. He did have like a big like janitor's belt with this huge iron key ring on there with just a huge set of rings. He had a woven pelt around his shoulders. But yeah, big
armor?
dude. He did have some armor underneath that pelt, but nothing too glaring.
Well, now that you mentioned all this, I'm out.
It looked like studded leather armor.
Okay.
All right, so let's go.
Yeah. So, how, did we decide on a plan before?
Get him to spot, tack, and then run, I believe.
And hope he follows us farther enough outside of the city, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty much it. It's a very cobbled together plan.
I loved it.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
You guys have not made visual of the Burgermeister's manor. Although Milivoj's brother did point to where it is when he was walking you back, and it is back in this area here of Vallaki. So off the main thoroughfare, kind of down south, and then he pointed to you. Blinsky Toys is over here.
If he doesn't, we could either have a wander around. As Tag said, he's probably going to be at the festival. So if we go ahead and have a wander, we should spot him eventually, and that should set everything off. Failing that, we can always go ahead and hassle the toy shop.
So,
he's rather protected.
what if we split just a little bit, and then if any of us see it, we could maybe direct him to the sighting of his toy on his backpack?
Not the worst plan. Not the best, but not the worst.
Splitting the party is
And
always
if-
the best.
Tack runs into him first. Then what?
Well, hope you got good legs, buddy.
It's true. It's true.
If we had a way to communicate, that would be one thing. But we don't.
I can whisper at a bit of a distance, but it's not terribly far.
How far?
If the
120 feet, give or take.
We could piece this part together later. It's,
as long as the rest of us stick together, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, so if you take, like, if one of you stays on the main thoroughfare and the other you take that back alley, you're about 200 feet apart, 270.
Yeah.
So it'd be a little outside of your whisper range, your message range there.
I say we just head up the main thoroughfare. We gotta see him at some point.
Fair enough. I'm one for not overthinking it.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah. Let's do this.
All right, everybody.
So you are heading down the main thoroughfare. It is raining, kind of that pelting rain, big raindrops coming down, dark, gloomy sky, but you can see, like, the cloud is moving. It is just a dark cloud that is over Vallaki right now. In an half hour or so, it's going to be open up a little bit, but it has already turned this main thoroughfare into like a thick, sludgy mud that is just kind of building up and caking on the outside of your boots, and if your cloaks are dragging, it is getting, and it's starting to like seep up towards you very quickly, and your shoulders are wet. a very, very threatening cloud that is above you. You do see, so you make your way down. Where are you going? Are you staying on the main thoroughfare all the way to what destination?
We're going to the toy shop, aren't we? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, is there a place they were setting up for this festival?
You would imagine it's in the town square, which Milivoje's brother told you was here. So, and this building right here is the toy shop. I think I gave you the wrong one last time. With the Burgermeister's mansion just kind of across the street a little bit and down. And then over here in this big open area is the town square.
I mean, we could stop in the toy shop. My appearance there would probably set things in motion pretty quickly if the toy maker knows how to reach Izek.
Agreed.
I was kidding about going to the toy shop.
Well, Avi,
I thought you were serious.
We need to go to that toy shop.
Besides, Bull has to make sure that he doesn't get caught for spray painting his name on the sign.
True.
Yeah, it's a couple doors down from the Burgermeister's manor, too, so it's quite possible we'll just run into Izek.
Just knock on the front door.
There.
All right.
Let's do it.
Keep your wits about you.
All right, yeah, so give me perception checks as you guys are walking through the town and kind of keeping your eye out for this certain individual.
The 2 dice I've rolled tonight have been 20s.
Nice. I'll share this handout of Izek.
So 25 total.
But now's a good time. Okay, good. 25.
Ooh.
3.
He has claws.
And we're doing perception?
Yeah, perception just as you're keeping your eyes out as you're moving through the town.
I go better than tack. 5.
I got a 15.
That's why you always travel with druids and clerics. They have that perception.
So Mina and Avi, you kind of have your head out there and you're looking around. Tack is really just upset about the rain, just really off-put by it. Just it's really inconvenient. And Cass, you're a little hurt about the vampire spawn encounter still. You haven't quite. So you're just kind of like kicking rocks as you're moving through.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I did share with you the handout of Izek. He does have that huge wolf pelt over the big battle axe.
What is that hand?
Yeah,
his claws.
That's not the metal hand. That is his actual hand. But you can see kind of in the back the shadows of that drawing of that picture. This kind of metal-like.
Okay, if I'd have seen this, I never would have agreed to this.
Oh, he is evil-looking. There's no other way. This is the way. So you make your way down.
It's okay now to kill him. You look like that, you can just die. It's fine. It's fine.
You catch no sight of Izek, but you do see mothers and their children kind of carrying these big wicker wreaths that they've kind of woven together. They're carrying them all towards the town square, moving towards the center of Vallaki in preparation, you can tell. If you'd like to converse with any of them, damn it, I knew as soon as I said wicker, I was going to get the bees quote.
Not the bees!
But they are moving that way very slowly, and there's this one mother that's like letting her son hold it, and it's obviously too heavy, but she's kind of like holding it up on top, but he thinks he's muscling it through. It's kind of a cute little scene, but they're all moving towards there. Eventually you do get to the intersection where you'll have to break off the main thoroughfare and head down to Blinsky Toys. Is that where we're going?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so you see this shop that is kind of like sandwiched in between two buildings, very cramped. It's got a very dark entrance portico. Above hangs a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse with a bee engraved in it, and you do see kind of a spray painted ULL. Bull has been here. Flanking the entrance are two arched lead-framed windows, very dirty glass. You see jumbled displays of toys, hanging placards bearing the slogan, "Is no Blinsky," or "Is no fun, is no Blinsky." There is a little candlelight inside of the building, but the window panes are very dirty. It's hard to see unless you get right up to it. Hard to see through.
I'll walk on in through the door, provided it's unlocked. Like if it looks like a shop that's open, I'm going in.
Yeah, it opens and there's a little bell above it that kind of dings as you walk in, and jumping down on the shelf to your right is this this little monkey comes down. It's like kind of the monkey from Indiana Jones, if you think that Reese's monkey, I think is what they're called. It jumps in and kind of like hisses a little bit, and then comes kind of skittering up the shelves to Blinsky, who's in the back kind of like stuffing a doll full of stuff, and he turns around and he let me get you a handout for Mr. Blinsky here. There, you should see Gadolf Blinsky.
Gandalf?
Noel Gadolf Blinsky. He does have that monkey climbs up on his shoulder. He has that funny like jester hat that we all bought from a state fair in 1998, and he's got kind of the same toned outfit. Kind of a portly guy, rosy cheeks, kind of a bulbousy round nose that's very red. He turns around. Hello, welcome, friends, to the House of Blinsky, where happiness and smiles can be bought at bargain prices. Perhaps you know a little child in need of joy, a little toy for girl or boy. Blinsky Toys, how are you? And he catches eyes with you, Tack, looking at like Irina. Say it is not so. My creation has come to life.
I love
the doll he was stuffing. He turns around and shows you, and it doesn't have a head on it, but it's like he's got it right next to it. He hasn't finished it. This is uncanny.
Yeah, I'm gonna instantly speak with animals,
All right.
and then
All right, Geppetto, chill out a little bit. This is... Tack is not a real girl.
yeah, I'm gonna side all of this, so let them do the main thing, and I'll.
Okay. All right. We'll get back to the speaking with the monkey here in a minute. I mean, Blinsky could be an animal. You don't know. You could speak with him. Please come in and close the door. Do not stand out there. You need to come this way. And he's looking directly at you, Tack. It is not safe for you.
Why is it not safe for me?
If Isaac sees you, I do not want to think what will happen. Do you know Isaac?
I know of Isaac.
Well, then you know that
we want to.
he forces me to make these dolls in your liking. You a scorned lover from his past, maybe.
Maybe. It's hard to say. Hard to say. Let's just say I would like my relationship with Isaac to become past tense.
Oh.
Do you happen to know where I could find him?
He lives in the Burgermeister's mansion. But like I said, I'm finishing this newest doll for him. He is supposed to be here later today before the festival.
Great. We'll wait. Go ahead and finish the doll.
Yeah, it is hard for me to work when you look over my shoulder, so I will... He kind of turns around and faces you all. I mean, please... This is... You could tell he's kind of like caught off guard. This is seeing this doll that he's created so many times, like living and walking. It's kind of scary for him. But please have a look around. Blinsky toys are fun for everybody. He's really kind of nervous. All right, so we'll cut from there. We'll go to Avi. You want to speak with animals?
Yes.
You want to speak with the monkey?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So instantly, I'm gonna like put my fingers out, like, "Hey, come here."
And you see he was on his shoulder, he's holding like the ball of thread that Blinsky's using to sew the head on, and he's kind of like rolling it out and feeding him, and he drops it down and it falls onto the counter, and he goes around his shoulder, jumps onto the counter, and he's like looking straight up at you.
Can I pet you?
The monkey grabs your hand and kind of like puts it on his head.
What's your name?
Oh, Blinsky chimes in, he likes you. And so anything you say, speak with animals, isn't verbal. It's just kind of like telepathic.
You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. So I imagine I'm like monkey speaking.
All right, yeah, you're giving like little chitters. And it chitters back, and you get what translates in your head as Piccolo.
Piccolo.
And you've heard this name before. Rictavio from the Blue Water Inn was talking, the one that was regaling stories of the circus, was talking about this monkey. Piccolo.
Are you happy here?
He shakes his head. Yeah, like very happy. I help. Trying to speak the best monkey I know how.
Would you like to help us? We're in need of somebody that can do big things. Real quick.
He grabs a ball of yarn and holds it up.
No yarn. Big things.
He goes back, grabs like a bigger ball of yarn.
I'll take it. But do you want to continue helping? You will get treats.
Grabs the lead thread from that ball and starts to pull.
Good job, Piccolo. I'm gonna grab a ration, not the meat pie.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna grab a ration and just hand it to him. I'll give you treats every day. You could see new places.
I like Blinsky, and my.
Okay. To be fair, I'll give you a new home, but if you don't want to, I don't.
Victavio feeds me treats every day.
I have better treats. What's your favorite treat?
Figs.
Does Victavio speak to you?
No.
This is nice talking, right?
Yeah.
I will get you all the figs in the world and talk to you every day.
Okay.
Would you like to come with me?
No.
Oh.
You bring figs here.
No. Figs are out there.
I can't leave.
That's fair. And I'll just continue petting it.
Okay. And he's like pulling that string out and letting you pet it, and like as this big ball of yarn string is now getting smaller and smaller in your hand as he's just making this pile, kind of enjoying that little interaction, kind of gnawing on that ration you gave him at the same time. And Blinsky chimes in, please have a look around my handiwork. Sometimes it goes unnoticed.
I love it. So did I hear you say that Isaac is forcing you to do this?
Yes, unfortunately, he comes in and he makes me create these dolls that...
You're quite open about your disdain towards him.
Well, honestly, if I didn't see... And he'll point to Tack. If I didn't see this one walk in, if there was any time, it would be now, right?
Just to be fair, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Just to be fair, you would like to see this stop so you can make whatever you want, right?
Like to be able to make other toys for sure. And he'll hold up this other doll, and it's headless. But wait, there's more. And he pulls out this little sack, and it's got and he unties the latch on it, the little string that's holding it, and it kind of falls open. And there's like 6 different heads in there. You could put different heads on this, like, and he kind of just swaps them out.
That's great. But if we helped,
look, this one, the mouth opens and closes.
But if we helped you,
wait,
would you be willing to let me take Piccolo.
Oh, unfortunately, Piccolo is not mine.
Who is Piccolo's owner?
It's Rictavio's. You have been to the inn, sure, certainly.
Yeah, Rictavio is gonna come with us.
Give me a deception check.
Oh, my streak of 20s ended. That's a 5 total.
Yeah.
5 total.
Not today. Well, Rictavio is not leaving town at all. And unfortunately, Piccolo is not welcome at Blue Water Inn, so I'm just looking after him until that point. But I've not heard of Rictavio leaving town yet.
Oh, well.
But anyways, have a look around, please. Okay, fine. I will show you. And he grabs another, and he takes out this bat that has wings, and he pulls the string, and the wings start to go flapping on the
What
counter
about
in front of him.
dice?
See? And he picks it up. I'm not a dice maker. I'm Blinsky Toys. I make these wonderful toys. And he pulls the string again, and it kind of lifts up off his hand a little bit, and it kind of hovers there and lands back down when the string goes all the way in. There's that one I have. And he pulls out... Wait, this one. Nobody buys this one. And he pulls out this ventriloquist dummy that looks exactly like the Strahd that is on the coins that you have seen. And he starts to pull the string in the back, and its mouth starts to go... It's kind of flopping back and forth. A lot of people don't find this one funny.
How much for that one? If nobody buys it, can get a good deal, right?
Well, it's very intricate. It took nine silver pieces.
All I have are these 3 coins.
This will work.
All right, so I'm gonna spend his coins on the doll.
So you now have a Strahd von Zarovich ventriloquist doll.
That is twisted.
I just want to take an aside and say that I'm very glad that Bull is not here for this session suddenly.
He's gonna be pissed.
You're going to give the priest's child in the holy place a mannequin of who they call the devil himself. That is twisted.
This is...
To be fair, I was gonna keep it because if we ever meet Strahd, I'm pulling it out.
he puts 2 of the coins down and takes the third one and kind of taps it and sets it down, and Piccolo turns and lets go of the string, and he comes and grabs them, and he goes and takes the 3 coins and put them in like a little lockbox behind him.
But so back to our original deal. We can help you end this. You can. What toys could you give to the child at the church?
I have this one. This one took a long time, and he kind of sets it up, and it's a merry-go-round. And when you wind it, and it kind of goes around, and it's like a little music box. But as it starts to turn, and you kind of catch a glimpse at all the figures on there, there's like snarling. They're not like ponies or horses. It's snarling wolves. And then like the next one will be a child that is running from this wolf. And then the next one will be a horse that's running away. And then it kind of repeats that scene again. Wolf chasing a child, chasing a horse, just kind of going around and around.
Cass
Might like this one.
Cass is looking with like one eye, but at the same time also looking around the room to see where, if anywhere, is going to be a good jump point.
Yeah, so in this room, it's kind of a main kind of show area, bar, kind of service counter, and then behind there is a door that heads back to maybe a little workshop that's back there. But there's no windows because this is sandwiched in between two other buildings. So there's no windows on the side, just two in the front, one door in the back.
Did you say there was like a back room?
There is a back room, yeah. It does have a curtain in front of it, so you can't really see what's back there. You can assume storage area, work area.
Killing floor?
Killing floor.
Are all the toys fairly macabre? Like, there's a bat, there's like a fanged music box, Strahd dummies. Is there anything like less?
Yeah, you do see a set that is kind of what we would know as a wooden, like nesting dolls. You do see one that has just like a kind of nondescript female on the outside, and just kind of.
I hesitantly open it.
Yeah, you open it up and plop the upper half of that down, and it's now like a nondescript male.
I keep going all the way to the last one.
Yeah, it goes through like a different like family setting, and as you get to the innermost one, like 5 or 6 in, the innermost doll is just a mummified corpse. Like a little, it's about this big at this point.
I put them back together.
Man, ain't nobody want any of this.
Blinsky, have you ever thought of making a something a little brighter? Maybe I noticed the toys here seem to have a
theme. I am still learning. I'm still a student. The great inventor Von Werg kind of gave me as much as he can. I am still working at my craft. You create what you know, right? And if you look around, that's what you get.
Sadness.
Maybe like some butterflies or
well, he grabs the bat.
birds.
He grabs
Tak
the bat
is
again.
talking about butterflies. Somewhere a pixie has died.
Aww. Pixie Hollow is a sad place today. He grabs the bat again. You could paint this bright colors. And it kind of is flapping and hovering in his hand and falls down again.
Well, so, funny story. We're going to take care of that problem for you. And you'll be able to make all the happy toys you want.
That problem is not main problem. Oh.
Well,
what got me speaking.
What is main problem? It's you have a monkey that you want to get rid of. It's fine, I will take it.
No, that is not yours. My teacher Von Werg has a clockwork man in Castle Ravenloft. It is his masterpiece. And I would like to deliver it to him, so if you could retrieve that.
And Castle Ravenloft is close by?
No, well, surely you've seen it up on the hill, but
Who lives there?
that man, and he points to your newly acquired ventriloquist, or your dummy.
I can assure you that should we ever grace the halls of Castle Ravenloft, I'd be more than happy to bring back your animated man, clockwork man, whatever.
That would be great. Business has not been good, and if I could get that man back to Von Werg, he might teach me more, and then I could make happy dolls.
Okay, so we'll take care of small fish. We'll get big fish later. And
What we're saying in the politest way is finish this doll, and then as soon as shit hits the fan, leave. Because you don't want to be caught in the crossfire.
He goes back to like the last few stitches on the head of the Irina doll that he was making, and he sets it up. He did say he was going to be here before the festival, which a few hours away. Going to hang out until then.
Sounds good to me.
Do you know of any other mercantile stores in the area?
What are you looking for exactly?
Looking to get rid of a couple of things that I've picked up.
The stockyard might be a good place for bartering and trading.
No general stores or outfitters, armorers?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be the stockyard. You guys passed that when you first came in. You know that they have, like, in the tradings that they do and the some of the stuff that they keep and kind of that's just left over. They do trade in other items such as armors, weapons, and the like. It's not like your typical general store. It's kind of this open market stockyard where you can kind of rifle through. They do have some curated things that are set aside that are maybe of nicer quality, but you could definitely go there.
As long as it's not going to take too long, yeah, I want to go and sell a couple of things. So,
Okay.
It depends. If it's going to take too long, then don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's kind of on the very edge of town where you came in. It'd take you, maybe 10 minutes to walk down there and back. 5 minutes there, 5 minutes back. But if we can, if everybody else is like posting up camp here, we could easily, role play that out.
Yeah, if no one else has anything to do, I'll go and sell some stuff.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll kind of just say that happens. You go in, unless there's something you wanted to role play out. If it's just
Nah, it's just selling a couple of items.
Okay. Yeah. What would you like to get rid of?
That chain shirt I picked up.
Okay.
And my light crossbow.
Okay. I don't know the going rate for those.
50 and 25 respectively, but obviously that's purchase price.
Yeah. So they'll give you like half price of what's in the manual, if that's cool with you.
Cool.
And it's all that same Strahd coin coming back to you.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get that sorted.
Yeah, just half value for whatever that is. And I think here's a good place to stop because I think if we go any further, it's going to get into some rough and tumble play here. So we are gonna pause that game here. Thank you all for hanging out in the chat here with me at the table. I'm enjoying all of your takes on Vallaki. It's great. Thank you again. Next time we play will be July 5th, right after 4th of July. The 5th is, and numerically, that's what happens. But that's when we will be playing again. In between time, you can catch us here Sunday for Star Wars Tales from the Cantina, playing Force and Destiny there. We got a one-shot coming up tomorrow. We got our Wild Mount game on Wednesday. We got other one-shots in the works. So if you want to get in on any of those, Discord down below. Again, thank you all. If you are in YouTube or podcast land, we'd love to see your chats here on Twitch live. So if you want to come check us out, we start our streams 8:30 Central Time, 6:30 Pacific. So if you want to come in and check us out there, we'd love to chat with you. So please check us out. Any other big newsies that I left off? All right, man. Other than that, we're gonna sign off here. Thank you once again for hanging out for Curse of Strahd, episode 11, Vallaki by Firelight. I appreciated all of you very much. And I'm out. That's
Bye.
it. Thank you, everyone.